Greetings, everybody. Today, I'm going to have a guest here, the joyful Aundrea Nyle and ISI Coaching. So, I'm going to get Aundrea up in here in just a moment. And I had just seen Aundrea Nyle just recently on a few different rooms, a little bit earlier with Graciela Moore, and also talking to Mary Cara and many of the other wonderful community here. And I was just impressed with her energy. That's why I call her the joyful Aundrea Nyle. And she's the CEO of ISI Coaching. And she's over in the UK. And, you know, it's a place that my mom, I loved very much. My mom grew up in the UK. Sometimes we talk about when she would take a ferry from England to France. I think it was London to France on the weekends. Right now, from what I know, there's a what is it? The tunnel that goes under, right? It goes under the water there. Forget what it's called. Right? It is a tunnel, yeah. But I don't know. A lot of times I'm very much just in my own world. I do a lot of reading and research and things like that. But even though, man, a lot of my travels, I've never been to Europe, so that's a thing. Never been to Europe. Also, I've never been to South America. There are lots of places I really want to go, but they've mostly been over on the Asian side of things. So, all right, now I'm gonna bring up Aundrea now. She's gonna tell us a little bit more about ISI coaching and some of her success stories.
Hi, Hakeem.
Aundrea. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. See, what did I tell you guys listening here? She's joyful.
You know what happened? I was on my way to you, and then I kind of just stumbled across another young man's chat who was talking about stuff that I'm really passionate about, which is relationships and stuff. And I just had to jump on for like 5 seconds and just give him some love and just really just and as I left, I just heard him say, I really needed to hear that. And you know what? I love that about this platform. So welcome. I know you're new. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Graciela.
I was just
Sorry.
saying I was pretty impressed with just your energy, and oftentimes uh, I do a lot of talking, and I would rather listen more and more often. So tell me let us know first of all, where you are, and what is ISI coaching, or am I not saying that correctly?
You're saying it correctly. So
Okay.
I'm in the UK. I'm in London. Born and raised in the UK. My parents are Caribbean, but I'm born and raised in London. And ISI coaching, it's an acronym for Iron Sharpens Iron. And it's a coaching practice geared around healing. I went through a really traumatic time. In 2018, my father had a car crash and was paralyzed from the neck down. And to say my dad was my superhero would be an understatement. and my world
Mm.
literally was turned upside down. I saw my superhero turn into somebody that I didn't recognize. My father died to me on the day he had his car crash, because the person that I saw was not the father that I knew. And I started grieving at that point. I didn't grieve that he was dying, but I grieved the version of him that I had known all my life. And he really put up a good fight. For about 17 months he got off the ventilator, was in rehab, and then corona struck. And in April of 2020, my dad passed away. And I was devastated because I felt like, I lost him twice. And most people, you go through grief once, but I went through it twice. And I got to a really dark place and a really low place in my life. And I realized that I needed healing. And coming from the coaching profession, one of the things that I've always known and always learned and then known was that if you want something for yourself, give it to others. Because if you can give it to others, then it means you realize that you actually have it within you.
Mm.
And what I wanted was healing. So I decided to go full in and create this space to provide healing. I gave up my job. I was working as a manager for a Christian organization, and I handed in my notice, even though I had 3 months uh, notice period. And I spoke to them and I said, listen, God's calling me to something different, and I need to leave. And they was like, well, so how can we help you? And I said, well, if you could let me leave straight away rather than letting me have to work 3 months, that would be great. And they did. And they also, on top of that, said, we're going to pay you for the next 3 months, Aundrea, and you can leave today. And I was
Wow.
blown away, like, wow, this is definitely God. And I left the job.
That's very accommodating.
Oh, beyond that, for me, that's that supernatural favor. That's that manifestation stuff that we
Sure.
love to talk about. But I just put my faith into God at that point, and I just said, I'm gonna do this. And I had crazy faith. And I say had because I've moved from faith to knowing now. So I don't really
Mm.
operate in faith anymore. I operate from a place of knowing, because when you know, you don't need faith. So I move in a place of right. So I moved
Yes, I
into that
understand.
space. And what happened was I left the job, and I decided, right, I want to heal. So the best way for me to heal is to help others heal, because iron sharpens iron. And as I help you heal, you help me heal. And that's how Iron Sharpens Iron was born. And I just shortened it to saying ISI because it just made it easier. And
There you go. All right.
yeah, so
That's
yeah,
amazing.
so that
But I
go
mean, that
ahead.
is such a powerful image. That's such a powerful image when, but the thing about ISI is that it's very reminiscent to me of when I hear it, it just reminds me of some ancient Egyptian goddess. But,
ISIS.
um, right. But, and the thing is that, I don't want to start getting into geeking out about the translations and how Isis is actually her Greek name, not the original Egyptian. But, yes, but it's very reminiscent of that. And so it has a very feminine and nurturing energy. And then at the same time, then when you say it, when you say the abbreviation out, when you speak it out, iron sharpens iron, it also gives a very much of like a
Masculine.
warrior empress.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Well,
know. I don't know
a
if
little
it's,
bit.
I mean, yeah, there may be a masculine thing there, but I'm tending to favor that more, that it's like a warrior queen's type of energy. But yes, there always is that element of the masculine energy, like I was talking to Mary Kara earlier about, and no matter, and all of us, no matter what. So, and that, as we all know, is a very masculine energy, the aggressive.
Yeah.
But iron sharpening iron, though, the reason why I didn't immediately go to masculine was because it's more like a blacksmith,
Mm.
you know, or even the guy in Japan, right, who makes the sword doesn't necessarily have to be
Mm-hmm.
the one who wields it, right? So
No,
you're
you're
sharpening
right.
tools, You know,
Right.
you're the tool
Ooh,
maker. You're
you're
preparing
pricking me. You
people.
need to stop. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
you So anyway, that's my intuitive take on what I got from it. But please continue. I want to hear all about ISI coaching, and you're also a singer and a musician. So I want to get to
I
that as well
am.
soon.
Okay.
So everybody, if
Okay.
you're joining in, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking with Aundrea Nyle, the CEO of ISI Coaching. That's Iron Sharpens Iron.
Yeah.
She's also a singer and musician. She's in the UK right now, and we're talking about some of her success stories and how she came up with Iron Sharpens Iron Coaching. And so another thing, where exactly? I know you said it earlier, but where exactly in the UK are you?
I'm in London.
You okay with
So
sharing that?
London's pretty big. So I'm kind of
London,
like
gotcha,
in the
right?
northwest of London. So I can actually see Wembley Stadium Arch from my house. So it's pretty close to where I live. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm in London. Um I was born and raised in London. I've lived in London my whole life. But I love traveling and yeah, but yeah, so it's so funny because that you're saying about this feminine energy. I really struggled as a woman who grew up in a single parent home, and yes, my dad was my hero, but he never lived with my mom. I was with my mom. I saw my dad regularly, but it was my mom. And my
Mm,
mum was a warrior princess, or is, let me not say was, she's still very much alive and kicking, and she does come on here from time to time. She
sure.
was a warrior queen. I watched
All right.
her put up wallpaper very badly, I might add, but she put it up. I watched her paint walls. I watched her, just do stuff. And she was just such an inspiration to me to be strong. And then I had a really strong father who taught me to be very independent and very headstrong. So I grew up in a lot of masculine energy. I grew up as almost like an alpha male.
Mm,
I have four brothers, and I'm in between four brothers. I have two older and two younger. And it was always that battle to be seen and be heard. So I grew up in a very masculine energy, and I literally had to learn the power of my feminine energy and to be comfortable in being in my power as a woman and in my feminine energy. And I found that the more I moved towards my feminine energy was actually the more stronger I became. So it's really beautiful that you drew attention to that. And iron sharpens iron. I always had this
yeah.
thing about it's quite masculine, isn't it? It's like two swords and it's a bit masculine, and do you know what I mean? I was like, but then it was like
Yeah.
I understood the power of it. And the funny thing is my family name is Smith and I'm black.
Mm, blacksmith.
So definitely a blacksmith. So, even when you said that, I was like, wow, the synchronicities of this is just,
Sure.
amazing. But the thing about iron sharpens iron is I'm a life coach who stays very transparent with my clients. I never sit in front of them and make them think that I have it all together. I never make them feel like I've got it all together, aspire to be me. This is the way forward to be
Yeah.
perfect and get it all right. No, I sit in front of them and we speak to each other. I share the tools that I have learned along the way. And when they say something insightful, I openly acknowledge them and say, thank you, because you're sharpening me as I'm sharpening you. And each time I sit with a client, I tap into spirit and spirit
Mm,
downloads. And I'm telling you, sometimes some of the things that spirit tells me, I'm saying it like I've known it for years, but I'm hearing it for the first time. And for me, that's one of the most beautiful things is that
sure.
on a daily basis, I get to connect with people who are desiring to heal, and I get to share my experiences, and I've had a lot of it in life, um, and they're able to connect and relate, and it's all about relating. And I say to people, anything that I say to you is merely a suggestion. And if it's something that resonates with you, then you run with it. And if it's something that doesn't resonate with you, then leave it where it is. Because, this journey of life, it can be quite tricky to navigate, especially when we're born into a society that, we become very blind to our spirituality a
Oh,
lot
that
of the
is
times.
so
And
true. It's easy to do. Yep.
right. Yeah, and I think, my mission here in this human experience is, I know that, and I've spoken to God about it, and He said, "You're a guide, Andrea. You're a guide for guides." And I was like, "Okay, so what does that mean?" And it's like, "Well, those who are here to guide loads, you're gonna help them to heal so that they can guide people at their full potential and at their highest capacity." And I'm like, yeah, mission accepted. I meet people from different walks of life. I've had people who've had mental health issues, and I don't ever tell my clients to stop taking their medication or anything like that. But I've seen them be able to get a different understanding of who they're being rather than what they're doing.
Oh,
And go
this
ahead.
is very important. What somebody's being and doing is often very separate. And it's quite incredible because this can, if one is aware of this, help to not, and I need to be careful to say this, not to eliminate the actual responsibility, but it's also helpful. It's helpful in clearing away unnecessary guilt.
Mm,
When we realize that what we're doing is not actually who we are actually being.
mm-hmm,
Um, and something about what you were saying, sitting in front of your clients and not saying, "Hey, look, I'm the role model. I'm what you need to be like." Um, I really resonate with that because of the idea with me. I realized that I'm really, just a technician. I'm just the person who's able to put things together, or even more like a chef. So I just know how to put the ingredients together in the right amounts, at the right temperature, for the right amount of time, and all of that stuff. Um, and I realized that as a chef or as a cook, you can do all those things no matter how you're actually feeling. You can still make a really good cake. I mean, people go to work all the time and get their job done, even though they don't feel like doing it.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I use a different analogy, same sort of thing. I tell people, you have the map for where you're going. I'm just a really good map reader. So I help you to find the
Mm,
shortest and quickest routes. I'm like, you've got the
I
blueprint for your
love that.
life. I'm just good at map reading. So you bring me your map and I'll help you to navigate it. And that's my
Wow.
plan. It's like, it's not my map, it's not where I want to go. You tell me where you want to go, and I just know how to help you to get there in the
Yeah,
fastest way, or the most healed way. And
exactly.
so when people come to me, I say, I don't come with all the answers, but I'm a really good map reader. So if you need a little direction, I can definitely help you with that. And that for me is what coaching is about. It's and
Mm.
yes, people say to me, Andrea, why do you not say that you are a spiritual guru or spiritual awakening type coach? And I say the reason I don't do that is because hurt people can't hear, and you have to be healed before you can even hear to take on the spiritual enlightenment. You got to get in that healed space, because when you're in pain and someone's like, come on, let's just love the world, but you're in pain. Ain't nobody got time to be loving the world when you're in pain.
Wow, that's
Like,
you. Yes, you got to meet people where they are.
where they
Wow.
are.
Aundrea Nyle, everybody who's listening, this is the joyful Aundrea Nyle and ISI Coaching. And right now she's talking about uh, really just starting where you are as a coach. I just want to welcome to the room Chi Hiro, Robert Sidwell, Graciela, Chris. What's up, Chris Cavallo? George
Graciela.
Kia, Tournica Feast, Renee Perry, Frankie J. I just heard him earlier as well with
Hey.
also with Graciela, Aundrea, Cicely Marie Goose. Hello again there. Rolanda Roberts, Jason B, Roy, and Adrian Warvick. Everyone, we are listening to the joyful Aundrea Nyle, the CEO of ISI Coaching, or Iron Sharpens Iron Coaching, and she's also a singer and a musician. We're going to get to that, but right now, let's continue, Aundrea, about this this idea of being someone who's really good at being a map reader, as a guide, as a navigator, and instead of saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm the role model. I'm what you should copy." Let's. Do you mind if we explore that a little bit more? Because I think this is so
Yes.
important. Because a lot of coaches, I think, suffer from what you might have heard going around called imposter syndrome, and they feel like
Oh,
they're not able
yes.
to help people because they don't have it all together themselves. So let's explore that. I
So
find that fascinating. Yeah.
I do find that fascinating. Now, I never say to any of my clients that, you know, if you're I say to people, heal people, hurt people. But I understand that there are levels and there are, there is always going to be somebody who's worse off than you. So I always say take the time to always look back or always reach down and give a helping hand to somebody who may not be on the rung of the ladder that you are, because just because you may not be fully healed, it doesn't mean that you can't help. But in regards to coaches, I think my little pet peeve that I have is when people are just in it for the money. I'm gonna be honest. I do this thing for free sometimes. I will hear somebody speak and my heart will reach out to them, and it's never about the money. It's never about the money for me. And I'm gonna just be honest, it's not. Like, there are times when I started my business, I had noodles for dinner. I didn't have food, and God will be like, give this person your coaching program for free. And I'm like, dang, God, I need to eat. And he would turn around and he said to me, ISI is not your source, Aundrea. I am. And I said, wow, okay.
That is incredible. I'm just following along. I just had to share that little outburst. That's incredible.
Right. I have these outbursts with him all the time because he'd be just talking to me, and I was like, you really had to drop that gem on me and tell me ISI is not my source, you are. But it took away the need to have faith, because I know that God is my source. So I don't need to worry about how many clients I've got or how many bookings I make or when Holy Spirit tells me to give my program away for free, because he supplies all my needs. We never go hungry. I'm not sleeping out in the cold. I was homeless for 9 years. Me and my daughters, we moved from hostel to hostel, and that's a whole nother story. But all of these things have led me to this place where I'm at, and all of my stories add weight to my testimony. So when I do speak to people, I speak from a place of experience, but I don't speak from a place of knowing it all. I'm here for the journey. Iron sharpens iron. And I am I'm an empath, and I'm psychic also, and I love numerology, and I love Jesus, and I love the Holy Spirit, and I love the moon and and all of it, the cosmos and all of it. I'm here for the chakras and the crystals and
It's so interesting that you say that, because I heard you saying that earlier in another room. Hold on for a second with these wonderful
okay.
cars coming by me. But no, I heard you saying that earlier. You love Jesus, and but then also you were very open to after I was speaking with Graciela. When you talked to Mary Cara, you were very open to the numerology aspect, and for me, sometimes I don't know, I find that a little bit refreshing, um, that you embrace that which many people uh, don't allow, that type of spiritual diversity, if I could call it that.
Mm,
It's an openness to understand that you're just really feeling your way through it, and knowing what feels good, and understanding that you have a clear path that is one that is one that is kind, at the very least, one that is graceful. Um, and when you feel and embrace things like that, you're not rejecting things based on dogmas. You're instead allowing and embracing things based on the wisdom that your heart knows. So,
Absolutely.
what let's continue to explore this. So you said you have two daughters, or how many daughters?
I have two daughters. Yeah, I have a 25-year-old and I have a 13-year-old. So big age gap. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's a gap. My youngest sister is about 13 years
Ah,
younger than me, something like
okay.
that,
Yeah.
I think.
2009 was a good year. What can I say?
Right. Every year is a good year. Sometimes we just don't acknowledge it.
Very true.
I mean, and every year can be a bad year too. I mean, there's so many examples of those things we can go into. But my mom, she grew up in the UK, and she used to take a ferry from England to France on the weekends. Are you familiar with that setup? I guess now it's the tunnel, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think I did the ferry once when we was at school. We went to France and we did the ferry. So I've done that journey.
Mm,
Yeah, but now we've
yeah.
got the Eurostar, which takes us way under the sea to the
And what's it called? The
Eurostar.
Euro what?
Yeah,
Eurostar. Huh.
yeah.
Interesting. That's a cool name. All right. So, and do your daughters, do they follow anything in your footsteps, or what are they like? Or what? Really, the question is, what do they think? Do they ever tell you their opinions about
Oh
what you
yes.
do with Iron Sharpens Iron
Oh
coaching
yes.
and
So my oldest daughter, she says to me that I don't know if you guys know are familiar of the cartoon Horton Hears a Who. It's basically about a I don't know what he is. I don't even know what animal he is, but he's a creature, and he finds a dandelion, and on this dandelion one of the little things comes off, and there's like a whole universe or a whole planet or of like on this one dandelion stem, and he's telling people there's people down there, and they're in this world, and he's the only one that can hear them in this world. And my daughter says, I'm like Horton Hears a Who. I live in my own little dandelion world, and I'm in a bubble. And she says I'm a little bit strange, um, but she's so used to me. And it's funny because she'll come to me, especially if she meets a guy, and she'll be like, "So, mom, what are you picking up about this guy?" And I'll be like, "Do you really want to know?" And I remember she showed me a picture of a guy that she met at a party, and the first words that came to my head was, "He's annoying." And I was like, "I can't say that." And I was like, she was like, "Say what you heard." And I was like, "I just heard he's annoying." And she's like, "Oh no, he seems like a really nice guy." She came back to me a week later and she was like, "Mom, that guy was so annoying." She was like, "I'm never gonna doubt when you tell me about guys anymore. Like, I'm gonna listen." So they kind of got used to me being
wow,
this
that's got to be
way.
kind of refreshing. How often does your daughter tell her mom, "Hey, I'm going to take your advice, mom"?
I know, right? It's like, whoa, the superpowers are kicking in. But there's a downside. So my mom, I read energy, and I have this saying in my family, energy doesn't lie. So they will say stuff to me, and my mom might make a comment about something, and she'll try to mask her energy from me, and I'll be like, "Mom, I can feel your energy." And she's like, "Would you shut up with feeling my energy? Mind your own business. Leave my energy alone." And I'm like, "Well, so I'm fed up with you feeling my energy." And I'm like, "Well, then stop feeling it. Then I won't feel it, because energy doesn't lie." She constantly tells people how annoying it is having a daughter who she literally can't hide anything from, because I can because I can read her energy.
That is
So
hilarious. But
yeah,
do you know how much of a testimony that is to to your abilities, or just to who you just naturally are, where your mom is just like, stop with the feeling my energy.
Because she's not denying the feelings. She's actually
Right.
not.
She's not denying
No,
that
she's
it's
not.
real.
She's
She's just saying, stop.
like, keep your nose out of my
Uh,
energy. And I'm like, well, if you
yeah.
feel it, I'ma feel it. This is what being an empath is. And and it has its highs and its lows, but it really helps me with my coaching because it's my superpower. When somebody comes and sits in front of me, I can literally feel what needs healing. I can feel the grief, or I can feel the sadness, or I can feel the depression, or I can feel the anxiety. I literally feel it in my body, and I can identify it very quickly. And because I can identify it very quickly, I have learned these amazing tools in how to speak to these energies with love, and how to address them with love. And it amazes me sometimes, in the sense of when I see a certain energy and I speak to it, how rapid the healing takes place. It shocks me sometimes. And ISI coaching, I it's will be 2 in December, so we're not 2 yet. We haven't reached our 2. Excuse me. But I love what I do, and if I had to do it for free, I would. But there are some wonderful people who do pay me for what I do, and it's great.
So,
Um,
Andrea, tell me about that. Now, when you say we, who else works with you in ISI coaching, or is it mostly you as a one queen queendom over here?
Well, I'm actually in the process of definitely enlarging my kingdom. I've started we have an ISI advanced group. Um,
I didn't use that word, by the way. I said
Oh, you said
queendom, just
queendom?
so you know.
Okay, I'm here for the queendom. I'm definitely here for the queendom. And anybody who wants to join my queendom, hit me up. And even guys are welcome in the queendom. So, there's no
Right?
discrimination in the queendom. But yeah, so I have a team. I have coaching buddies for my clients. And I have some coaches who are in training at the moment, because we are really growing and expanding, and getting busy, with clients and stuff. And I literally love what I do, and I know that this is something I want to take globally. I want to take this to the world. I want to help the world to heal.
Well, here
And
you are.
you know
Welcome to the USA. You're
hey,
in
thank you.
you're you're in Virginia Beach right now, where I am,
Oh, lovely.
and I travel a lot. I'm a wandering nomad, sometimes vagabond. So we'll be traveling around.
Well, when
So
when you
yeah,
come to the UK, let me know. I already mentioned to Graciela that, and I'm putting it out in the universe again. We are in manifestation, moon manifestation. I don't know. It's a new moon manifestation. I don't know if I'm saying it
yes,
right. Graciela's clapping, so I guess I'm saying
yep,
something right. And we just
yeah,
spoke about doing like a meet and greet. I would love
yes.
for us to do a wisdom retreat, or I would love, I wouldn't even mind
Well, it's definitely
ISI
gonna happen.
hosting you guys. Like, if you guys want to come over to the UK and we do a meet and greet or something, I would love that. And I'm sure maybe if someone can get the message to Dio, if even if she wants to take the idea and run with it, I'm here for it. So iron sharpens iron. For me, you sharpen me, Hakeem. I love the numerology thing, and I am not leaving here without a reading. I'm just saying. I'm
we'll
just
we'll, we'll
saying.
definitely Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So we just crossed the 30-minute mark here. And so once again, everybody, welcome to the room. This is the joyful Aundrea Nyle, and Greg's take is here. Spotlight Grit, Julius Olatokun, Sarah Rogue, and I already said hi to Frankie J, but I'm going to say hi again. Smith James, Create Art Podcast, Nancy Energy Lady, Sully Nina, Eric Sakera, Mr. Honest, Joseph Esparon, Sonia Sundara, Adrian Warvick. Welcome, everybody. Kendrick, Roy, Jason B, Rolanda Roberts, Cicely Marie, Aundrea, Renee, Tarnica. You guys are all hanging.
Thanks for
We love
sticking
you.
around.
Thanks for sticking around. ISI. Some microphone's hot. Yeah. I just got a really nice message
Oh, you
from.
did?
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I was
Pause for a
just looking
second.
at mine. See, that's the thing about here. People will message us in the back channel, and I'm trying to like talk to you
Yeah.
and read the messages. So Graciela was saying about the full moon is about release of what's in the way, fear, insecurity, toxicity. She said, yeah, the new moon is about manifesting. It's the beginning of the lunar cycle. So you plant all your intentions and I am statements on the new moon rituals. I'd love for you to join me. Oh, I would love to, Graciela. Girl, yes. Yes, and yes, and yes again.
Yeah.
I would love to. I'm so here for it. Like, this whole thing and ISI and it just coincides. And I come here every day. I'm here. I join Rodney's show. He tends to call me up and he calls me the songbird from the UK and tries to get me to sing every morning. And I'm not gonna lie, most mornings I don't, because I haven't warmed up the vocals by then.
Yeah.
But I do.
Yeah.
And it's just being in a position or placing myself in a position where I can help. I just want to help. Anybody who wants my help. But one of the things that I've learned as a coach is that I go where I'm required, or I go where I'm desired to help everybody. And that was my superpower, helping people. But I realized some people actually don't want help. Some people want to have certain labels, and some people want to experience certain things, because we're all here to experience different things. And all I'm here to do is for those who want to experience healing and want to experience high vibrational love and high vibrational experiences. I'm your guy or your girl or your guide or whatever you want to call me. I'm here for it. And I don't see scarcity. I don't see competition. If I meet another coach, I don't feel like I need to compete with
Yeah.
you, because the people that you touch, I may not be able to touch. And the people that I may be able to touch, you're not. But we're all a part of this one big, beautiful plan. This,
Right.
this cosmic plan. I think I heard Rodney saying something about the cosmic plan. We're all a part of this. Your numerology. I love numbers. I'm absolutely obsessed with numbers. I'm obsessed. I look at them. When they come to me, my phone every minute, I'm like, ooh, 555, awesome. Ooh, 1111. Oh my god.
So I heard you mention that earlier about the repeating numerals. We'll see if we can get to that in a little bit. But yes, that's fantastic. There's so much going on.
I know, right? But just to kind of come back to what I do as a transformational life coach, is it's mainly about healing. Because like I said in the beginning, hurt people can't hear. People who are in pain, they can't hear. And it's knowing how to be gentle enough to get them to a space where they're calm and they can hear to heal, because you need to hear to heal. So it's that's my life's passion, to help people to heal, because I know I was in a dark place and I needed healing. And through helping others to heal, I've healed in such a way that it enables me to see even more clearly, because I'm not in so much pain. And it enables me to love more freely, because I'm not a hurt love. I'm not loving from a place of hurt. I'm loving from a place of healed. And I just desire everybody to have this experience. But I don't want anyone to have this experience, because I understand that anything you want, you can't have. And I don't need anyone to have this experience, because I also understand that anything you need has already been supplied. So needs don't really exist. It's just a construct of the mind. And getting in that place of having and knowing and being. And it's when you get into that space of that, you are able to receive on such a beautiful level. And that's really what ISI is about. My mom did my program. My mom's 72, and she did both my programs, and she was actually the first one to complete my program and get her completion certificates, which was an absolute honor to serve my mom. And if you ever hear her speak about her journey and how she dealt with something that from when she was, I think, like 8 years old, and we were able to identify it in her first session or second session,
Wow,
and
that's
she was able to heal from that.
that is powerful. So then I'd like to know just a little bit more details about that, because you mentioned, I hear at least two different programs you're talking about that
Okay.
you have certifications for
Yeah.
completion.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'd like to dive into that just a little
Okay.
bit here. Welcome, John Mendez, Versiner McIntyre, Bree Hurtnett, Brianna Gabrielle. Welcome, everybody. We're speaking here with the joyful Aundrea Nyle of, and that's my name for her, my nickname, the joyful
I
Aundrea
love it. I love it.
Nyle.
I love
Because
it.
when I first heard her on Wisdom, she just came on beaming with joyful energy, and joyful energy has been something that has been healing me and has continued to push me forward with lots of energy. And I welcome all of that. Um, so we're talking about her Iron Sharpens Iron coaching, also known as ISI Coaching. We may at some point in time get to talking about her music, but I really want to look now a little bit deeper into some of her coaching programs. She's
Mm.
got a few coaching programs, and let's hear, what are the names of them? Like, what do they entail? What can you tell us about them,
Okay,
Aundrea?
so I have three coaching programs. So I have the first coaching program is called the Foundation Love Journey. The Foundation Love Journey is a 7 week coaching program, and it literally will change your life. I tell people, I give people the warning. This is the only way I can say it. I say to them, you have to be ready for this journey because it will be the most gentle open heart surgery you will ever experience. And if you know anything about open heart surgery, it is not gentle. It's pretty brutal, but it's the most gentle open heart surgery you will experience. And it's called the Foundation Love Journey because it's really geared towards creating a foundation on which to build on. So the healing process starts in the foundation of clearing the debris, removing the limiting beliefs, and healing the mindsets of, trauma, and just one of the words I use is being transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the space. In that 7 weeks, we focus on being transformed by the renewing of your mind, and that's the foundation. So we create a stable foundation on which to grow to. So you get a certificate once you've completed that. That's the Foundation Love Journey. And then I have
So it's called. So wait. So let's just make this clear so I can know that I'm saying it right. So it's called the Foundation Love Journey,
it's called the Foundation Love Journey. Yeah.
and it's a 7 week
It's a
course.
7 week program. Yes. Yeah.
That's not okay. And do you have different practices or things that you do each week, right?
Yep. So it actually builds on itself. And this program was actually given to me cosmically. It came to me, not, I didn't sit down and write the program, I'll be honest. What happened was I and this will tie in with my music. I When my dad died, I wrote a song called Comeback. It's on Spotify, guys. You can check it out. Aundrea Nyle. It's called #Comeback. And that song was basically about my comeback. And one of my old school friends heard it on Facebook and messaged me, and we started communicating. And Spirit said to me, you need to coach her. Now, bear in mind, in this time I was in quite a bit of a low space. Just started ISI, just started healing. And all I kept hearing is, you need to coach her. You need to coach her. And I was like, okay, well, if she asks me, I will do it. The next day she calls me up and she was like, yeah, so Aundrea, it just keeps coming to me that you should coach me. And I was like, dang, okay, I can't say no now. So, and Holy Spirit said to me, everything you do with her, write it down. And I was like, okay, cool. So the first session that we had, I ended up asking her, I think it was 7 or 8 questions. And those 8 questions was the first session. And then we carried on, and we got to week 7, and every week I was asking a different question that was building, and she would have an assignment to complete, and she would complete the assignment and bring it back, and then we would do the next part. Holy Spirit would just give me the download. And that's how I actually created my 7-week program. And I have been absolutely flabbergasted and amazed at the way this 7-week program has literally transformed people's lives in front of my eyes. One of my clients came to me who was suffering from severe depression, to the point where she couldn't even find a single thing to be positive about in her first session. By the end of her 7 weeks, she tried to quit midway, and by the end of her 7 weeks, she wrote me the most beautiful testimonial that literally, it just made me realize the magnitude of what I do, and the gentleness, and the I guess the integrity of ISI. And it really, and I've had this over and over and over and over again. I've seen it over, people come back to me with testimonials, and their family are telling me, Andrea, you've literally changed this person's life. I'm seeing a completely different person, and how did you do it? And I don't take the credit. I just give the glory to Father, and I'm grateful for the experience of it. So that's the foundation, um love journey. And I do have testimonials. I have a website. You can check out my website. It's www.isicoaching.co.uk. You can check that out. I also have Instagram. I have my Aundrea Nyle page, which you might find my music, and I have ISI Coaching on Instagram. You can check that out as well. Um, and if you are interested in the program, please do hit me up on here, message me, and we'll talk. And yeah, but so that's the
So
foundation.
you've got,
Sorry, go ahead.
so let me just repeat the websites: isicoaching.co.uk.
Yes, yeah, isicoaching.co.uk. Yeah.
And and then so we have the Foundation Love
The Foundation Love
program,
Journey.
or
Yeah. So you have the Foundation Love
Foundation Love
Journey.
Journey. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's
And
all about self-love. And what was so amazing to me was that I was doing this program with people, and I was seeing their results, and I started to get a bit envious. I was like, how are they getting all this? Like, how? And I literally was like, I'm gonna do this myself. And I decided to actually do my own
sure.
program with myself. And I tell you the truth, for the first 2 sessions, I cried, because I was so honest and real with myself that I started to heal. And I literally completed the 7 weeks, and it changed my life. I fell in love with myself for real after doing that. I
Now, mind you, everybody, Andrea is still just talking about one of 3 programs or journeys that we have right here, and this is just the first part. She's already making herself cry. So, so this is just the Foundation Love Journey,
Yeah, yeah.
and in just her second part of it, she's crying. Tell us more. And it's
I,
and I definitely want to hear about um, the other two programs or journeys. And we've got about 13 minutes left. So uh, if you do, if we do run out of time and you still have time to talk, I don't mind going over the hour that's the most time that I could set for a
okay,
guest. So uh,
okay.
you're welcome to stay. All right.
Thank you.
So yes, tell us about the Foundation Love Journey,
And then the other
um,
ones.
and yes, yes.
Okay.
So really quickly, tell me
Yeah.
the names of the other two so I have them in my mind. So you got number
Okay,
one,
so we
Foundation
have
Love Journey.
we have the Foundation Love Journey, and then we have the Alpha Love Journey. The reason why chose Alpha is because Alpha is the beginning. So it's the beginning of your actual journey to building that house or building that kingdom or queendom. Um, so that's the alpha, is the beginning, and then we have the omega, love journey, which is the program that's geared towards training people who actually want to become ISI coaches, because I value what I do so much, and I've literally said I won't have anyone coaching who hasn't done the program, because you have to have that experience. Even I've done it. So if I've done it, you can do it too. So I'm like, if people want to be an ISI coach, and I have a few people who are waiting to become ISI coaches, they're finishing off their alpha journeys. So once they finish their alpha journeys, we will be starting the omega program. So that actually hasn't started yet. So that will be starting, I believe, maybe January. I think we'll be starting the omega program. Yeah. So,
I'm enjoying that you keep love journey throughout the whole process. So you have foundation love journey,
yeah,
alpha love journey, and
yeah,
omega love journey,
yeah,
and that's great because it makes it simple to remember as well, which is
yeah,
always great. So that's fantastic. So now now at least I can I can say, all right, if you want to go check out Aundrea Nyle's ISI Coaching, you have three different journeys or programs that you can go through. The first one is called the Foundation Love Journey. The
yeah,
second one is Alpha Love Journey, and the
yeah,
final one is Omega Love Journey so
yeah,
far, and that's amazing. And the final one, the Omega Love Coaching, love the Omega Love Journey, would be for people who also want to continue on and become also Iron Sharpens Iron coaches.
yeah. But but they don't have to become iron sharpens iron coaches. It's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
they
course,
can,
yes.
and it's the model that I had for the omega. I know we've missed out the alpha, but I can come back to that. But with omega, it's really geared towards empowering people to empower themselves. It's teaching them the model on how I started my business. So if you want to do this as well, this is how I did it. And I go through step by step on how I did it, and also how to teach the program. So we have an umbrella where you guys can be affiliates of ISI and come under our umbrella, and we can provide you with clients and stuff like that. Or you can use our program they pay a subscription to use our program, and they will then launch their own coaching practice, but they can use all of our uh, administrative stuff, and they can use our program and stuff like that, but they can create their own business. And the only thing we ask them to do is they pay their subscription, and we asked them to contribute to our scholarship, because we're creating a scholarship program for people who maybe can't afford coaching, because coaching can be a bit pricey, but I want to make sure it's accessible to everybody. So we do have scholarship programs where you can apply for scholarship, and we can help you pay the cost of your coaching. So we get our coaches to, well, what they will do is give towards that, because we want to create a community of where we are iron sharpening iron all the way through. So it's a very big vision, it's still in its infantile stages, but yeah, it's happening, and I'm seeing it unfold, and I'm connecting with people who um believe in my vision, and are coming alongside the vision. And I just want to I just want everyone to sit down singing Kumbaya and holding hands, and uh,
Well, it's very difficult to imagine anybody who would not believe in such a vision. I mean, it's an amazing one. It's one that sheds light on a lot of things. It's very it's very inspiring to hear this journey and how it's not only helped yourself, of course, but how you're able to even just take that and humbly know that even though you don't have it all together all the time, you've created a system and a little bit of a formula, and added your feeling, emotion, and experience to create something that helps people in a great way. Welcome everybody to the room here. We are talking with the joyful Aundrea Nyle, and we're talking about her ISI Coaching, which is abbreviation for Iron Sharpens Iron. You know, just a little note, I really resonate with the idea of Iron Sharpens Iron. The first business I ever started, or organization, I should say, it was with three friends of mine in South Florida, and they were all friends that were going to film school in the School of Communications at the University of Miami in Coral Gables. And when I organized this, I got us all business cards, and I organized this under the name, and this was doing behind the scenes film production. So, but it's just how I felt at the time. I was just so full of just hope and joy and motivation. And so I called it Creative and Crew. We help ourselves by helping you.
Oh, wow.
So
it pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. We help ourselves by helping each other.
we help
Yeah.
ourselves.
And that's the epitome of iron sharpens iron. I help you by helping myself. And if I'm honest, I'm doing this for myself. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm actually doing this for myself because I understand the power of self-love. Because the more I love on me, is the greater my capacity is to love on you. You know, even when you get on the airplane, they tell you put on your own oxygen mask before you try to help somebody else. And this is my reality way of, you know, putting on my virtual mask, because as I heal myself, it enables me to help to heal others. So it is really iron sharpens iron. So I love this journey that I'm on, and I love that I get to wake up every morning and do this. I love that I don't have a boss who tells me what to do. I don't have anyone who tells me when to clock in or clock out. I can work on Saturdays if I so choose, and I can sleep in the afternoon if I so choose, and it's really great. I love it.
Yes, yes, it is. I mean, but you know, the ups and downs that come with that sometimes
Ooh.
can be so trying, and it's great that you make that part of your daily operations, that you know that you have to consistently do your own spiritual, mental hygiene and upkeep and maintenance of all kinds in order to continue to share that it actually works with the people that you're working with, and that you're sharing this amazing coaching. Iron sharpens iron, and the three parts, right? It's the foundation love journey,
Mm-hmm.
alpha love journey,
Yep.
and omega love journey.
Yep.
So
And I also do a weekly
um
Zoom. So every Wednesday I do a Zoom,
mm,
which is, it's an open Zoom room, for anybody who you know, kind of subscribes or doesn't subscribe to what we talk about, who just want to come and listen. And that's every Wednesday. It's UK time, 7 p.m. I open the doors. We usually kick off at like 7:15, and we just get in there and I share topics. I think last week's topic was, I can't remember, but I do various topics, like you have it already, or you have what you say, or the power of your words, the three brains. I do different topics every week, and we talk about different things, and I share, and we have discussion. So it's not just a monologue. Um, it's very interactive. We speak with each other, and we sharpen each other. So that's just another part of what I do. And yeah, it's you know, the you know, so the foundation, and then the alpha. So the alpha is more, I would say the alpha journeys, it's more an in-depth journey of um creating your life through goals and setting goals. But I'm not one of them coaches who make you set really high goals and try to achieve them. I'm one of those ones that will say, look,
so wait a minute.
let's go ahead.
You're telling me that you're not going to take somebody who has an arachnophobia to the point where they're going to own a tarantula?
Oh, I will do that, but very gently. I definitely will do
Yes, of
that.
course.
Like, yeah, I
Hey, look at
will.
that, everybody. She stepped up to the challenge. I was kind of half. half joking. She's like, "Oh, I'll do it if I have
Nah, I'll do it. I'm
to."
here for it. Like, I'm like, if you're coming with a phobia, let's deal with it. Like, I have this really crazy phobia of I'm afraid of goldfish. Maybe I'm not so afraid of them anymore. But I grew up really scared of goldfish because when I was little, they would jump out of the tank.
That fascinates me.
Oh my God, it was not fascinating. It was awful. It was absolutely awful to see. I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm kind of healed, so I can talk about it. They would jump out of the tank and they would be flapping on the floor, and it would literally freak me out. And I used this technique of being able to, it's 23:23 here, by the way, guys. See, I told you this, and my number is 232. I don't know if you just saw that, but it was literally
Um,
23:23 on the clock, and I saw my
it's saying
timer.
that,
There it is,
yeah, it's
222.
yeah. I've been the number 23 has been popping up a lot with me as well. When you were saying that earlier
Ah,
with Mary Cara, which by the way, Mary Cara, I see that you're in the queue there, and the way I'm going to do this is we'll talk to Aundrea Nyle, the joyful Aundrea Nyle, just a little bit more, and I'll talk to you for a few moments, Mary Cara, and then I'm going to have Aundrea come back on and finish out our talk a little bit. So I'm going to give Aundrea a little break to gather her thoughts after the next minute here. So I'll talk to you for a few minutes, Aundrea, and then we'll get Aundrea. So we'll talk to you, Cara, Mary Cara, and then we'll get Aundrea back on in a moment. So anyway,
so do you want me to
Aundrea.
step down? I
So
can step
yeah,
down, or yeah.
yeah, in just a minute. So yeah, I just want to um, make sure that if you're cool with it, I want to talk a little bit about the music, but I'm still so fascinated um, about the yeah. I love Graciela. She's sending me great coaching messages herself. I we'll go back into the alpha and omega coaching,
Okay.
and then I want to talk a little bit about the music. But yeah, and I don't want to bother you too much about the goldfish, but I could see how that would freak you out.
It was awful. It was absolutely awful. But I
Yeah.
managed to kind of heal myself because I had this technique, which I'll probably talk about after, of learning to distance myself from the fear of a thing and then the reality of a thing. And I would literally make you look at the fear and look at the thing and look at the fear and put distance between them. And as you visualize the distance between the thing and the fear actually left the thing and I became less fearful. So that was just a real quick one of my techniques that I use. But I'm gonna jump down and take 5. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna.
here. So yeah, it's fine.
As soon as you're ready, just go ahead and pop back on in the queue as soon as you can.
Okay.
All right, everyone. This is the joyful Aundrea Nyle. We were discussing her ISI coaching, Iron Sharpens Iron. I'm running around outside as usual and just enjoying the wonderful, it's actually raining, which is really beautiful. A lot of people don't like the grayish skies. So as we're giving the joyful Aundrea Nyle a break, I'm going to pop on with one of our friends and family here, part of the wisdom community, Mary Cara. And we're going to talk for about a minute, and then I'm going to have Aundrea come back on so we can talk more about her coaching and music. And yes, she's got her ISI coaching has the Foundation Love Journey, the Alpha Love Journey, and the Omega Love Journey. Hey, Mary Cara.
Uh,
How are you?
Aundrea, Hakeem, I got rid of the Roman Empire. I did. I just did it a few minutes ago.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about that.
Sad. But I did it. But what's behind me is Nefertiti, the Nile River. Aundrea, the Nile River. You know that, and I know that. And we love music. Oh, I have chills right now, and I got to get ready for a party, and it's like a never-ending story.
Yeah, I thought that you were off to that party. I didn't expect to see you here, but
No,
I'm so glad you came by. So, yeah, I'm so glad you're here.
so on my oven clock, where's my phone? Oh, well, it says 6:20 on my oven, but I know it's a little slow.
Well, we're in the same time zone, so my mobile device here is saying 6:27.
6:20.
So
Wow.
yeah.
And the name Roman is my great grand nephew's name. Whoa. I did not attend. I was never invited. Does it hurt me? No. Do I love him? Yes. But the name Roman is a heavy burden to bear. But
Well, it's in many ways personal to you, but also it's a very powerful name
it
in
is.
general.
It is. It is. Maximus.
It's amazing when how the strength of things multiply when not only are they significant to us personally, but then they're also things that the world knows about. I mean, everybody has heard the word Roman as a noun for a name and a place in Rome, and a people, the Roman people. So it's got so much powerful energy connected to it.
Yes. And today is his birthday. And I think he's 4 years old. I don't know. And it's okay. He will grow up wise. And he will be brave. You know what makes him so brave? He gravitates to flowers. And he jumped on me the first time I met him. And I saw his birth. And I experienced the pain that the mother felt. So it happens. It's not pleasant.
Well, you're empathic, you're feeling the energy that's around you. And, there's oftentimes as an empath, it's impossible
But
to
I have to
cut that off,
throw out something of, I was never invited to the christening. It's okay. Maybe it shouldn't have never happened. But I was there at his birth, baby shower. And it's basically a bottle of wine. I trashed it a few minutes ago. I just couldn't stand looking at it. But you know what? In my heart and in my soul, regardless, I know he's going to be an amazing human being. I hope he doesn't get to know me. That's my wish. If he wishes, then it will be my story. I don't want to impact him with my story onto him. Yes, I do come from somehow the Roman Empire. We're all empires. We're all empresses. We're all divine.
That's right. But as you know, empires rise and fall, and it's your time to rise.
It's our time to rise.
It may be. Yes, it's our time to rise.
And, I'm getting rid of a lot of things. And certain things I'm keeping. And right behind me is a bust of Nefertiti. And I feel, and few people that come into my house, that's the first thing that they notice. I also have Athena, who became goddess of love in Rome.
That's very cool because that's right on theme with my guest today, the joyful Aundrea Nyle. I was talking to her about her queendom, and so you just brought up the examples that resonate with this kind of energy of Nefertiti.
Yes, and I do have Egyptian bloodline. I knew
Mm.
it, but when I did my DNA test, I didn't want to do it. I was influenced by my beautiful niece. And
Yeah.
I did.
Wow.
We are all freaking related.
Well,
Ah, here
that's
I
right.
was
Hey, Mary.
100%.
So I've got.
I know. I
I hear
know.
you.
I'm
Yeah, we're gonna talk soon.
a few more seconds,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I have. I just want to let you know I have Aundrea
I
Nyle
know
here, and I'm gonna bring her back up in a
we don't
moment.
want to take our time. But what I want to say, these are the puzzles. This is a new world, a new magical place. And by saying this, I gotta get ready. I It's okay, and I hope to.
Yeah, you got to enjoy your party, lady.
Oh my God, it's tormenting to for me to get ready. But what the hell, I'm gonna do it. And thank you so very much. Thank you.
Yeah, we love you. We got your back. So have fun.
I
You got to come back and talk and let me know how it went and
Yes, I
and if there's any new and exciting things from the
yeah.
party. So okay, bye bye. That was Mary Cara, everybody, and we're bringing back up the wonderful, the joyful Aundrea Nyle. We were talking about her ISI coaching, which ISI is Iron Sharpens Iron, and the three programs she has so far, which is the Foundation Love Journey, the Alpha Love Journey, and the Omega Love Journey. Welcome to the room, Chris Wilson. Bree is here, MT Stevenson, Robert Hanna, Sully Nina, Mr. 2 Extra, Mark Lanehart, BOYT the First, Sixu Chen Life Coach. Actually, it's Sushu Chun, Sushu Chun Life Coach, Liz Naughton, and removed 61549699796 Timmy, and SOTS podcast, Matthew Stubbs, Jason Germino, Michael Proctor. Everybody, welcome to the room, and everybody who stayed, thanks for listening. We're here with the joyful Aundrea Nyle. Hello, welcome back, sister.
Oh, hello.
How you doing?
Yes, I'm great. I'm great. And
So, yeah, we were talking about goldfish jumping out of a bowl
oh,
freaking you out, but
yeah.
we can move on to talking
Can
about
we?
uh, the Alpha and Omega coaching.
Yes. So I just want to say shout
And
out to
something funky's
everyone
going
who's
on here
here.
with your mute button.
Oh,
Hold on for a second. Let me see what's going on here with your mute button. It's popping in and out. That's funny. It's like flashing at me like the blue and red lights on a police car.
I'm not sure what's going on
Uh,
there.
yeah, here's what I'm going to do. Just step down for a moment and come back on. Sometimes it's the old turn on, turn off type of thing.
Okay, can you hear me?
So let's see. Oops, there she goes. All right, let's try it again. Yeah, so the wonders of live broadcasting and recording.
Isn't
Welcome
it
back.
wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
That's right.
Do you know what? It's very rare that I get to really talk about ISI, apart from when I'm kind of talking about it myself. So I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity to really talk about
Well,
ISI.
I felt that it needed to be talked about. I could feel it. I could feel the energy,
I thank
There's so
you.
many amazing people wandering through the wisdom community, and I'd like to hear more. So, wherever you want to continue from about your Iron Sharpens Iron coaching, we talked about the Foundation Love Journey, and we have Alpha and Omega Love Journeys.
Yeah. So the I think we kind of so we've kind of gone on about the foundation. So just to talk about the alpha love journey. So the alpha love journey is really about actually building on the foundation, because you need a strong foundation to build on. And that's what the Alpha Love journey is about. It's really about just kind of springboarding from going through that space of healing and clearing the debris of the past and trauma, and just being in that space of healing And the Alpha Love journey is more about the elevating of your spiritual awareness and goals. And, my thing is, I say small wins, I call them small wins. And it's really getting in the practice of winning, because for me, winning is all there is. They failure is a part of the process, but winning is all there is, because as you go through failure, you win. As you navigate through failure, we win. These are the wins. The wins come from the failures. So that's the main part about the Alpha Love journey. It's understanding that failure is a part of the process, but winning is all there
Wow,
is.
this
And
is so
yeah.
amazing. You know, it's so funny. Well, it's funny to me because I don't watch any football, American or otherwise, as a habit. A lot of people really love their teams and go crazy for them. But when you were just saying that um, about just that sometimes those small failures are part of that, you don't see anything but winning. It's all winning. It's just those are little things along the way. It's like um, I well, actually, now it even translated over to me. But I just imagine how some people playing football, they're getting beat up on the field, and it looks like they're down, but then they make a comeback. You know what I mean? And it's really
Yeah.
sometimes you could look at it like that. But anyway, that's the image that came through my mind. Is sort of just
I
you're
love
getting
it.
beat up a little bit, and you make a comeback.
And that's the
So,
name
but
of
that's
my
so
my
powerful. Yeah.
first single. My first solo single was called, well, actually my second was called Comeback. And it really,
Wow.
yeah, it's called hashtag Comeback. It's on Spotify, guys. Go have a listen, dance around your living room. It will make you dance. It really will. You'll dance around and feel that freedom of the comeback from those low places. And yeah, so the Alpha Love journey is it's basically about the comeback. It's the comeback from healing. It's the comeback from depression. It's the comeback from anxiety. It's the comeback from PTSD. It's the comeback from, all of these, proclivities that we have in our life, and how to navigate them, and also getting the understanding that all things work together for your good. And when you can see the good in the highs and the lows, when you can see the good in the in and the out and the up and the down, and the synchronicity of just going through life experiences and then becoming grateful for those life experiences. I got to that space of becoming grateful that even when my dad passed, I found a space to become grateful, because if he was still here, I don't think I'd be here doing what I'm doing right now. If I didn't get to that dark place, I wouldn't have dug in deeper.
Wow.
I wouldn't have yeah. And
Andrea,
it's
this is
yeah.
no. Sorry. Continue that piece of your thought.
No, it's
Um,
just when I got the realization, it was so healing for me. And in that healing, I found my freedom. And in finding that freedom of
mm,
being able to choose, because many are called but few are choosing. The Bible says many are called but few are
hmm
chosen, but it's
chosen.
yeah, but it's
Yes.
choosing.
But you are choosing.
Choosing,
Yes.
you say, "Oh,
Mm.
I'm one of the chosen ones." I don't say that anymore. I say I'm one of the choosing ones. I choose what yeah.
This is amazing.
I choose my experiences. I choose what I want to experience, because I understand that we are powerful creators. And a lot of times we forget, and it's about remembering. It's not about finding out, or it's about remembering, because the truth is we have it all already. And it's just, I help people to
Yeah,
remember. I jog your memory. I'll say
that's right.
something that will resonate with your spirit, and you'll be like, "Ah, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah." And it's because already, because we already have. Yeah,
Those aha moments.
I live for the ahas. I literally live for those moments of the aha, where yeah, that makes sense to me, or that's what I felt all along, but I never heard anyone say it like that. Or those moments for me are priceless. And that's what the foundation and the alpha journey is about. It's having those aha moments and realizing that there are people who feel the same way you do. And when you were saying about it being so refreshing to find somebody who loves Jesus, but also is okay with chakras, and somebody who believes in Holy Spirit but also can identify with the universe. And yes, I hug trees. I absolutely do. I do walk outside on the grass with no shoes on because I understand the power of God's creation, which is nature. I understand it, and I embrace it all. And it's it's now I feel so free that I can embrace numerology. And the truth of the matter is, there's so much numerology in the Bible. It's, when you look at it, you know, the 10 commandments, they marched around the walls 7 times, you know, they blew the shofar this many times, and you know, there was this many famines, and you know, 40 days in the wilderness, and you know, 11 on an 11-day journey. All these numbers are
Come on now.
significant. We talk about the Trinity, the three in one. You
Mm.
know, we talk about that. We talk about duality. We live in an individed dual individual experience, in divided duality, the twos. So all of the numbers, the numbers don't lie, you know. And I love that the numbers don't lie. And I speak this stuff to my clients. I talk to them about angel numbers, and I talk to them about, yeah, when you're born, your birth date is important, and the numbers that are connected to you, even the numbers of the letters of your name, and like it's all a part of this big, as Rodney said, cosmic plan, and I love that we do this, and I love this space to be able to do this, and seeing the love in the room. I see you guys. I see Rodney in the room. Big shout out to Rodney.
Hey, yeah,
Let's
everybody.
go.
Welcome to the room. Yes, I see we got Stephen Shields, Country Lady, EMJ, Ishmael's here, uh, Paul Godbold, John Bush, hey, John, Sandra Strom, Rodney Williams. We got so many of you in the room here listening to the joyful Aundrea Nyle. We're talking about ISI Coaching and
Yeah.
her wonderful journey, success stories. And right now we're talking about numerology and the wonderful wisdom that the numbers provide to us when we're really aware and we're looking. Do you have any numbers that are particularly personal to you that pop up in your life now?
I'm in a 222 phase. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing 222 and 22, and that number's really, really, it's really poignant in my life. I remember when I was in a bit of a phase, and this was recently. I was saying I wanted a Bentley. I was manifesting a Bentley, and one of the things I always said that I wanted was a private number plate, and I actually put 22 in my number plate. And I was so excited about this season of the twos, and not even thinking, oh yeah, this is the 22, and I'm seeing so many number plates with the number 22 on it. So it's just all confirmation of how numbers tie in to our lives. And even when you were speaking earlier about the 311, when you were speaking to Mary Kara, Rodney, who's in the room, his
It's
birthday
also
is
311.
311. Right.
Yeah.
So it's all of that, and just the synchronicity of hearing you speak about numerology, and me being so excited about numbers all the time. I just go
Well,
ahead, sorry.
let's take the opportunity then to let's examine some of your numbers.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Yes.
um, and it's real simple. I just need the day and month of your birth, and we'll do a little reading with that.
Okay, so mine is the 18th of May. Well, we on May 18th, you guys will say the other way around, but here in England, we would say,
Wow.
yeah.
So a lot of well, I have my youngest sister. She your two daughters, one is 25 and one's 13.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned earlier that my youngest sibling is one of my sisters. She's about the same distance from me. She's 13 years younger. And her birthday is also on the 18th of May.
No
So
way.
No. So younger sister Mai, this reading could also pertain to you. So 5 and 18, or 18 and 5, however you want to put it, is 23. Oh, there it
Oh, there
goes.
it is. And didn't I say? Oh my God. See, this is what I'm talking about. Didn't I just say I just seen 23, 23, and then it was like 2, 3 on my
Yeah.
numbers as well on the timer.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm ready for this.
So there's a link right there just in itself. It starts off with a 23, which is a 5, which is also very significant to me personally as well. However, we're going to continue to analyze your numbers here. So that's right. All right. So we have 23, which is a 5, and then this is the year 2022. Wow, there must be like a race car convention. Those cars have some amazing exhaust. All right. So and they look pretty too. There we have 25, and then we're going to add that to the year of that you had your last birthday, which was this year, so 2022. And so we have May that we add to that 23, which is also a 5. So you are in a numeral 1 year, which is the masculine energy, which is leadership, creativity, and starting new things. So this is, since your birthday until your birthday of next year, is going to be that energy of creativity, leadership, and starting new things, new ventures. New things will be happening and popping up all throughout this whole personal year for you, from your birthday that was on May 18th of 2022 until May 18th of 2023. So you're under that energy of creativity, leadership, and starting new things. Now, if we then take that and we add that now to that, you have the numeral 8 month. So we're going to take your 2022. We're going to, so your birthday was in 2022. So we add this 5 and 18, like I said, we get 23, which is a 5, plus we're going to go 2, 2, and 2, so it's 6. So 5 and 6. I think I made a little miscalculation. I got excited about something else there. But so we have 2022 is when you last had your birthday. So those 3 2s we put together, which is a 6, plus the 23 from 5 and 18. And 5 and 6 is, it's another master number. There again, it's an 11, which is a 2. So sorry about that. You just finished your numeral 1 year, which was starting new things and creativity and everything like that. So you just ended that. And so now you're entering into your more feminine, cooperative energy, bringing things together and partnerships all throughout from now until your birthday of next year. So forgive that little miscalculation. I was reading your last year up until this time. So we have your current time. You're just starting in this new cooperative, creative, giving, helpful, getting along with others, especially feminine. So you might have a lot of other female queen, empress energy, goddess energy coming into your life as well to cooperate and assist and help lift you and build you forward. And then when we look at that 2 plus this 8 month, now we've got another a 1 here. This is so similar to the readings I just did earlier. So now we're in a 1. So this is where you're starting the new thing. So that's where I got ahead of myself, is your month. So this whole month of August has been another way that you're starting up a lot of new things here. And then that, again, I already said that reading that the numeral 1 is leadership, creativity, starting new things. It also has masculine energy. So maybe that's some of the things that you were experiencing throughout this whole month. And then very particularly today, because we look at the 27th, which is a 9, and 9 plus any number equals itself. So that 9, hold on just a second. I got a little feedback here. Hold on. So that 9 plus, which is the 27th today, 2 and 7 is 9, plus the 1 you already have is 10, which is 1 again. So it's also starting new things. It's leadership, creativity, and starting new things. So your numbers as they look like this, just a little review. So we have your birth date of being 18th day of May, and 18 plus 5 is 23. 2 and 3 is another 5. So we have a 5 right there, plus 2022. which that's a 6. So 5 and 6 is 11, which is a master number. But 11, 1 and 1 is 2. So the whole vibration is a cooperative, supportive, nurturing female energy from just finishing off that numeral 1 year that you have, and now this whole year until your birthday of next year, have those feminine qualities. But then you step into the masculine qualities of creativity, starting new things, and leadership with the month of August, because it's 8 plus that 2 energy. And then also you take that number 1 energy again and you add it to 27, which would give you a 28, and 2 plus 8 is 10, which is a 1. And so for this very day is that same leadership, creativity, and starting new things. And for sure, it's a new thing. This is the first time, and definitely not the last time, that I'm speaking to you as you're and hosting you with a talk here. So there's a little mini reading. And we can examine some deeper numbers. I also wanted to get into that master number 11, but we can talk about that some more soon too. So what did you think? And is there anything that I can clarify? Because I did make a little stumble in the beginning. So if I confused you at all, forgive me, but I can clear anything up if need be.
No, it was absolutely clear because the twos, like I said, I said that the twos is what's been coming up for me. So it was quite amazing that you said you had the 222, which equaled 6. And I was like, those are the numbers. The 222, it just keeps on showing up for me. And I am so, the feminine energy, I really have been working on my feminine energy and just being aware of it, which I said that to you earlier, and kind of having the balance between my feminine energy and my masculine energy, and learning to have that balance and being able to use that that energy to move into leadership more
And
and to start new things, like even being here talking to you. This is new.
yes,
I'm having new
right.
business ideas. I just did an experience with my ladies, my queens, which is amazing that you said that, because I literally did an event on Saturday called Bring a Gift, and it was geared towards helping some of my clients who want to explore their spiritual gifting. And we literally had an experience where we all felt like we leveled up spiritually because we got in alignment, and we got in touch with our feminine energy. And so you're on point. And this is what I say, the numbers don't
Yeah.
lie.
So yeah, remember this. So this whole year you've got all this time. It's only August. So you're only 3 months into your overall general vibration of that numeral 2 vibration. So that feminine, nurturing, cooperative energy, that helpful, uplifting, all those things that we typically find that people stereotypically associate with being a woman, with being female, the nurturing quality. So that's your whole year. And remember, it doesn't mean that it's the only way that you'll succeed. It's just that it's the one that you should kind of go with instead of going against the tide of the energy. But then,
Mm,
today is the numeral 1 day, but then so is this month. But the month of August is almost over. And so even more powerfully is that when September starts for you, it's going to start for you a numeral 2 energy as well. So you're going to be in a 2-year and a 2-month next month.
wow.
So just remember that. So it's going to be doubling up, and especially important for you to pay attention to that feminine queen, empress, goddess energy. And remember, only the human elements of the numeral 2 are the ones that are only, like they say, and I don't want to downgrade it by saying only, but it seems to be a mortal thing where it's like, oh, I'm just going to cooperate and nurture. But no, the goddess energy, the nurturing, the helpful, the cooperative, that's the only way to make things grow. So it's one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful energy in the universe. So just remember, you have 2 right now as your whole year, and then you have 2 next month. But right now you can continue to take advantage of the 2 number 1s, which is your month, your personal month, and your personal personal month and your personal year, as well as you're in a double the master number, which is the year, because you're actually, the year that you start is not just a 2, but it's actually an 11, and we'll talk about that some more and a little bit here if we want to make time for it. But anyway, continuing, you are feeling these energies. So again, you got those energies, and if there's anything you want me to clear up or talk about more, I will. But I'd like to hear more about how this applies to you or what you seem familiar about it, and then we could talk a little bit more about your ISI coaching, Iron Sharpens Iron, the
Nice job with
Alpha,
that.
Omega, and the Foundational Love Journey.
Yeah. So I'm literally here having goosebumps. Like, so my two numbers are 22 and 11. Those are the two numbers that really stand out for me. I have a strong connection to those two numbers, and especially more recently, I've been really in that phase. So just even hearing you say that, it's just confirmation of the alignment. 22 11 or 11 22, these are numbers that come to me very, very often. So for you to say what you're saying about the 22 and the 11, I'm literally like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. it's it's really awesome. So Hakeem, thank you so much for just being you. Thank you so much for your gift and taking the time to learn your craft, because it helps people like me who I haven't really mastered, the craft of numbers or gone into it so deeply, but it's something I really love. And, even having you here to be able to even get this from you, I feel like that's such a gift to me. So I really thank you for that. And yeah, like I'm excited about this season. Yes, the ladies have been showing up, the feminine energy has been showing up, the two's been showing up. I've been knowing, about, and when you said about helping and nurturing, that's my superpower. That's literally my superpower. My superpower is I know how to help people. I know how to nurture. I know how to encourage. I know how to come alongside and support. And it's something I take great pleasure in. It allows me to be, because that's who I desire to be. I desire to be love. I desire to be help. I desire to be joy. I desire to be peace. And I've gradually been embodying these energies and sharing them with everybody that I come into contact with. And ISI just, it kind of just gives me that space to freely do it with people who actually want it, rather than forcing my gift on people who don't even want it. So it really does allow me the vehicle to move forward with my purpose and move forward with who I desire to be.
Yeah, these numerals and things like that are just fascinating. Sometimes how they turn things, or how they put things in perspective. And I actually got into it. A great friend of mine, he's in Israel right now. He's from Israel. His name is Amit Sharabi. He was taking photography classes in Los Angeles, and I met him, and we became great friends and started to hang out. And I told him about the numerals of the first apartment that I moved in Hollywood, California, and the place I was living now, and the numbers happened to add up to be the same, to the numeral one. So he proceeded to tell me about gematria, which is the Hebrew name, or the practice in at least so esoteric Judaism, practice of numerology. And anyway, one thing I do want to share, actually, what I wanted to get to, is eventually I ended up getting a book called Numerology for Beginners, which is hands down, so far, the absolute best book I've ever read on numerology.
What was it called? Say it again,
And it
sorry.
had Numerology for Beginners by Jerry Bauer, and it's Jerry is spelled Gerie, and Bauer is Bauer. So not what you would probably think, the spelling of her name, but it's a fantastic book. It's a very easy read, and you can get to like expert level on that book. I think with it's all that you really need. I've read some other books like Numerology and the Divine Triangle by Faith Javane, and I forget what her name is, Dusty Bunker. Oh, yeah, they have some cool names. But numerology for beginners, I think that if you even wanted to just do readings for people and just impress people at parties, or even go further, and make it part of your practice, that is an amazing book. So just a little tip there, Numerology for Beginners, and just it's revealed some amazing things in my life, and it's really the foundation of my numerology practice since 2004. So it's been a good 18 years that I've been doing that, just with mostly that book alone as a reference.
I love it. I'm definitely going to check that out because numbers, like I said, is something that I've always been drawn to. You know, I would drive my car and I would look at number plates. I would see 444 or 555 or, you know, and I remember I had a numerology reading a while back, and I never forget one day when they was talking about the number 18 and how significant the number 18 is, and the one and the eight, and you know, eight, you know, also being an infinity symbol, and just all of it. I just think it's so fascinating. And you know, even with my clients, I speak to them about numerology, but very, very, very little, because I don't know that much about it in the sense of as deeply as you do. So that's definitely something I think I will be looking into, because there are people who ask me about the numbers and stuff, and I give them an insight that I have in just in regards to being angel numbers, and you know, when we talk about angels and angel numbers, we I guess we think about angels speaking English, but most of the language that they
Right,
speak is numbers. They
right.
actually
Like
speak in numbers.
yes, like your actual your year, the feminine energy that you're working with right now as part of your birth date. And that's not even, I haven't even gotten into the alphanumerics of your name. That's a whole nother reading. That's a big part of numerology as well. But you're, because of, a 518 being 23 plus the 222, which is a 6. So if you, technically, like I'll even show you how you can make the addition in so many different ways. It doesn't even matter how you add it. You can actually take 2022 and add 23 to that and get 2045, and you're still going to get a 2 plus a 4, which is a 6, plus a 5, which is an 11, and there's the master number again, which is 1 and 1 is 2. So 11 is a master number as
Wow.
well. So no matter what order you add the numbers in for numerology, just as a little quick tip for people who want to get their numerology 101, it's all about that commutative law of addition, which means you get a string of numbers. It does not matter what order you add them in. You're going to get the same result in numerology. So that is what you're working with, the numeral 11, that double one, which has so many implications because it's the master, one of the first master numbers. So you have doubling up in this year to be helpful for you, because there's so many ways that you can come up with a 2. I mean, you can get 1 and 1, or you can get 2 and 0, or so many other things could happen. Like you could get 56, which then becomes an 11 and a 2. So there's so many different ways you could arrive at it, but you're at this master number place right now with that double leadership energy, getting together, coupling up, and giving you this feminine cooperative energy throughout. But so what else, Aundrea, would you like to share um, about ISI coaching, the alpha, the omega, if anything like that? Or do you want to switch gears and talk about your singing and music? I know that earlier you mentioned that one of the tracks you have out right now is called Comeback,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And people can find that where? On
It's on
Spotify, you
it's
said?
on all the platforms actually. It's on Apple Music,
Yep,
it's on
gotcha.
Spotify. If you Google Aundrea Nyle, you'll see quite a lot of interesting stuff come up about me. Um yeah, I was actually,
Ooh, quite a bit of interesting stuff. All right,
yeah.
let's look this up, everybody. Everybody, let's look up Aundrea
I
Nyle
know, right?
and see what
Type
interesting.
me in
Let's
Google and tell me what you see.
yeah,
Like
let's boost those algorithms too. Let's show that everybody's searching for Aundrea Nyle.
I know, right? Let's help my algorithms, guys. Um, but yeah, just kind of close off on ISI. So we've got a few things coming up. I'm actually in the process of doing a I don't want to call it a workshop. It's called the ISI Advanced Experience. And it literally is just about coming together and just giving people a real high vibrational experience that literally brings healing and elevation. And women and men, it's not just the women. My program is open to men as well, and I have some male coaches who are in the pipeline, who are phenomenal, who are, you know, coming up. So we are expanding, we are growing, and yeah, just I guess watch this space. ISI is we're definitely going global. We've already gone global, and we're just expanding and just, you know, touching each other, one person at a time. You know, I say I want to change the world one person at a time. And you know, I believe that even us just interacting here in this moment is world changing, because we are doing something that's
Absolutely.
never been done before. So
Absolutely.
thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate
Yeah.
being able to talk. So
Well, no, thank you for accepting on such short notice. I mean,
yeah.
that's how I am. We met because of some other wonderful people here. Mary Cara and Graciela Moore, and so many fantastic people that are on this platform. And I just sent you a message, said, "Hey, I really want to know more about this," and you're so gracious to lend your time. So I'm thankful to you, and to also everyone who else is sharing your time with us. Cicely Marie Goose is still here. Jason B. Carl Gruber, I'm now following you. Jade Orion is here. Matthew Stubbs, Dr. Rao, Roe is here. Greg Piachiak, Reggie Woodson, Graciela Hay, Robin, Philip, Child of God, Si Shu Chen, Chun, Life Coach is here. So many people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for staying here. So, anyway, I really appreciate your time. I'm going to let you go now because I know the time difference here is so big. So again, I know, we need rest and all that stuff like that. So you're way ahead of us. So is there anything that you want to say before we wrap up? Because we can definitely have you back as much as you like.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and anybody who wants to follow me, please do. And yeah, as I said, my music's on all the platforms. ISI Coaching on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Facebook page as well. You can follow my music and Aundrea Nyle. I've got some stuff in the pipeline music wise that will be coming as soon as possible. But yeah, I just I'm here to help, and if anybody needs any coaching advice, I'm here. Send me a message, I will get back to you. And please do check out Mom Moments of Mindset every morning. I think it's like 5:30 your time or 6:30 your time, with Rodney Williams. His show is flipping phenomenal, and I would say if you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to check it out, because his energy and his love for the wisdom community is just so infectious. And Hakeem, you definitely need to get on his show. If you are up tomorrow morning early doors, jump on. I would love to see you there. Graciela's clapping because she knows, we know, like, we love us some Rodney. It's a great show.
Yes,
So yeah, thank you for having me. And if you want to check out my music, check out all
sure.
the platforms. I'm on there. Yeah, Aundrea Nyle. So thank you, Hakeem.
Yes, everybody, yay, Aundrea Nyle. Thank you, the joyful Aundrea
Thank you
Nyle.
for having
Thank
me.
you for being here, and let's continue to connect. And this was fantastic. So everybody, please check out Aundrea Nyle. She's a musician, a singer, as well as a transformational life coach. She's the CEO of ISI Coaching, which is Iron Sharpens Iron Coaching. So please join her in her journey, and you'll see me around. Thank you, everybody who makes this all possible. And you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or cosmic time, whatever it is to you. Be great, and I'll catch you on the next wave. Stay well.